we will automate the task of generate annual increment letter template from Excel input through the VBA macro. Let's open our file. I have some data in the Excel file, and also so in this Excel file we have some increment uh, information for employees like serial number, employee name, employee title, department, new salary, increment date, and effective date. And we have also a template which we will use for automation. So you change your own template. This is a sample template. For example, say you have a company logo, company name, and you have date. So here important things is you see all the blue words or combination of word. We will replace this word from Excel data. So important thing here is that, for example, here we say date, increment date. So it must be same as the column header here, like increment date. And this word should not be as a regular word in your template, otherwise it will change here also. So we here, that's why we combine like increment date, no space. You may give your own, but for our purpose we increment date, employee name, employee title, and all are the here, employee name, employee title, department, salary, and other informations are here. Okay, so now through the automation macro we will generate each template for each employee. So here important thing is that one structure we need to maintain, that in the column A we need to give serial number, and column B we give the employee name. So for file number 1 we will produce for John Doe, for file number 2 we will produce for Jane Smith. So accordingly we will, so if I see I have here the output folder before I ran it. So for example we open the first letter, so we through the running of macro we will get both Word file and PDF file. Let's open. So the first file, you can check that we go our Excel file in the where we have the increment number. So serial number 1. So this is the file number for each 1, 2, 3. You see for each employee, they take based on the serial number. So first one is name John Doe Senior Analyst Finance. John Doe Senior Analyst Finance Department. Increment date is 6th May, and salary is $84,000. Effective date 1 January, 1 June 2025, and other things are common. So, and if we open another file, for example, number 4, Michelle Brown. So we come here is we see Michelle Brown, software engineer, IT department, IT, and salary is 91,385.58. Okay, so this is the process of how macro automates the template based on this table. Now here we need to have some instructions to run the macro. Important things is in the cell C2. Cell C2 we need to give the word template file path. For example, our original template is this one we keep here. We need to take this path, shift select, shift right click, copy as path, and paste in the cell C2. This is important because macro will take C2 as a input file path, and our output will be saved here in this folder. We delete the existing files and take this folder path, shift select, shift right click, copy as path, and paste in the cell C3. Okay, so here we have some instructions you need to follow. That draft your own Word doc means this one, our Word file as appropriate. This one, you open this, you change as required. Blue color words, So I open again. These blue color words replaced from Excel file, from Excel data. Yeah. So you need to careful. These are the changing words, and each field name must be same as Excel data table column headers. Means this, for example, increment date should be same as increment date. Yeah, this one. And we have changed the logo and other things. Give your file path C2 and C3. Don't sheet change the sheet name. So this run macro and increment, this should name must be same, because we will build this in our macro. And also keep replacing word unique. For example, like you see increment date, employee name, this should be the unique, so that not mix with any regular word in your template, otherwise it will be changed. And here one important thing is you keep these two column A is serial number and column B is the employee name. You should keep this structure. Other column you may change, means that put it in maybe column E, column F maybe column C, but these two should be column A serial, column B is the employee name. Now we hit the macro. So how do we generate the macro? I will come later. I'll show how to we generate the macro and create the whole macro file. First I hit the macro and run our existing macro. Our macro is in the, if you go to the Visual Basic, you have our macro, but we will show how to generate the macro and create the same things. Now first hit, before that I close the template and hit the run macro button. It will take a while to generate all the files. Okay, our templates generated. Now check in the output folder. Yeah, so first open the first one. So the first person is our number one, John Doe, senior analyst. John Doe, senior analyst, finance, and salary is 84,000, and effective date is, so all of his information changed. So check another file, say number 6, David Wilson. Come here and we see David Wilson, business analyst, business intelligence, and salary is 92,933. Yeah, so it successfully automate our Word template for each individual employee. Now, how do we generate the macro? Okay, because I already have this macro. Okay, so if you want to generate the macro from the very scratch, so we'll take the help from Claude to generate the macro. So I have here a prompt, little bit long prompt, because we need to explain all our conditions, all our requirements, so that Claude will generate our code properly. So here we say that we want to generate Word documents and PDF copies from the same macro in our cell C3, the run macro sheet, our Word template file path, and cell C3, sorry C2, and in the C3 we have our folder path where our outputs will be generated. And in the column, in the sheet increment, sheet name increment, here we need to give column A serial number and column B the employee name. Yeah, so and other information will be there, and so we have other instructions that then now I copy this the whole prompt and go to the Claude. Here I already generated this macro, you see the same prompt I gave here, just, and after that I just write down that give me the macro, and after hitting this prompt we'll get this whole macro. Yeah, so I just copy this macro from here, it is already generated, I'm not wasting your time. So after giving this prompt here we will get this macro. Yeah, now I come here and I just save it in my txt file. Okay, so our macro is here. Now we create a fresh Excel macro, enable Excel file and run this macro. Yeah. Okay. So now we open an Excel file, and we must save this Excel file as macro enabled file so that we can run our macro enabled workbook, and select your folder where you want to save this. So I say macro to run, just give one name and save it here. So here as per our requirement in the cell C2, we need to provide our input template path. Just so our input template path and output folder path. Okay, so our input template means the original template is here. So select, just click, select, shift and right click, take this path, copy as path, and in the cell C3 we need to provide the output folder path. So this is now empty. So output folder path, same way, select, shift, right click to get this path and shift is here. And so we have some requirements that we need to provide the exact sheet name. So I just open my main macro, main original file, so that I can take some information from here. So I just take this sheet name, run macro, and second sheet name is increment. And also from the increment sheet, I take this sample data and paste it here. Okay. And we have other things here. At this moment I don't need this one. Now I close my original file. Now we go to the developer tab in the Visual Basic. In the sheet 1 we will paste our macro, what we get from Claude AI, copy it and paste it and save and close the developer tab window. Now I create a shape here so that we can the assign our macro in this shape, and we can run from here. So here I just give name that run macro. Okay, and to assign the macro, just click on this shape, right click and assign macro, and you select the macro and okay. Now our macro is assigned here. Now I am running this macro to generate our template. Say now I am hit the macro. Again, it will take time to generate our template. Okay, so our template generation done, and we can now check. So this is our data, and go to our output folder and open, for example, say number 5, Linda Davis. So we can check here that number 5 is Linda Davis, accounts department, and salary is $81,000. Yeah, so all things are good. So I will suggest you may use my original template, original macro, or you can create by yourself. Okay, whatever it will work properly.